which is more than I thought we would get, to be honest with you. And now we go back to that was a cracking first round. Everybody agreeing, like bang on everything. Like, okay, cool, let's go to the second round. Now we go back to cinema, and in cinema I'm gonna talk Dead of Winter, and this is a film that stars Emma Thompson. Like as I said, like you've never, well, I've never seen her before. So first of all, each time I see Emma Thompson, I immediately think, okay, cool, we're going to get like, an old sort of like slightly upper class English woman. But in this one, she is doing very well, like playing very believably a woman from Minnesota. A woman from Minnesota in America. And when you meet her, she's driving through like, this sort of like remote, rural sort of wilderness sort of area, trying to find the lake on a map. And so you can see her, she's getting a bit lost, and she stops at a cabin to ask somebody for directions. And then there's this guy who's looking a little bit like, he has headphones on, so he doesn't really hear her coming up, but looks a little bit shifty. He gives her directions, and she's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, no problem. She goes to the lake, which is like frozen over because it's the dead of winter, hence the title. And they explain like, the sheet of ice is about like 8 inches thick on the top of the lake, so you can drive a car on it, you can jump up and down on it, nothing's gonna happen, that kind of stuff. And as it goes on, she realizes that the person who she met, who was looking a bit shifty, was being a bit shifty because there was a girl in his cabin that has been kidnapped. And so there's a girl in the cabin who's been kidnapped. She is in the middle of nowhere. She has no no reception on her phone. And so she decides, I need to do something about this. And then what unfolds, it's not an action movie, because this immediately sounds like it's Taken, or it sounds like it's Emma Thompson doing her Jerry action thing. It's like an older person kicks butt. But sure, and this is the reason why I was really, really interested to see what you would think if you saw this film. Is because what follows is just this woman thinking, I need to do something. There's a young girl who is seemingly in trouble. I need to do something. And everything that she does from that point on, it comes from what the kind of things that she would have learned as a Minnesotan trying to survive a harsh winter. So the kind of like practical things, and everything she does in this film, I think, makes sense from that point on. The things she does, the plans she goes for, what she tries to do, everything like that. There is one bit where they go a little bit Hollywood magic. And it's kind of like, and it stands out so much that you're watching the film going, okay, yeah. Oh no, why did you do that? Why did you do, oh, come on, you were doing so well. But there's one bit where they do like a very sort of hoary old trope in Hollywood movies. But there were bits where something would happen in the film, and I'll be like, oh, Holly, come on, for goodness sake. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do that instead? And almost as the second as I had that thought of why wouldn't you do that instead, they would go and do the exact thing that I said. I was like, okay, cool, okay, all right, okay, you thought about this. You actually, okay, that's quite good.
Wow, two films where they've done good stuff.
I know, that's when you were talking about one battle after another. That's why I'm like, oh man, I know you said that Dead of Winter isn't on the Isle of Wight.
No, it's not. I'm really. I tried to look. I put it on the other one. It says this won't be available here. So that's two movies, two big movies. They haven't gone. I've a good mind to complain.
Well, which was the other one?
Was Spinal Tap. I had to watch that on the
yeah,
Mac.
Spinal Tap. Oh, yeah, Spinal Tap. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this is a big movie. It's got Emma Thompson in it, but I think it's. Let me put it this way: this film has 10 speaking parts. There's about 10 characters in this entire film, so a lot of it is just them in this vast sort of wilderness kind of thing. I think it was actually filmed in Finland, but yeah, but I think but honestly, I was watching this thing, I was thinking, okay, cool, that plan, okay, that kind of makes sense. That plan, that kind of makes sense. And even the motivations they give, the motivations for the kidnapping, you're kind of going, ooh, that's not action movie bombast. The motivations for like, why she's actually helping, because they give a little bit of backstory, and I think that the way that they intertwine the backstory with the characters is actually very, very elegantly done as to why she's doing something, everything like that, why she wouldn't go anywhere. And you never get the sense that she's some superhero. You feel like she's just kind of like, when they talk about, I think that there's a phrase, it's something like Minnesota nice or something like that, where people are just kind of like, oh yeah, hello, how you doing, and everything like that. That kind of, that it's just that kind of, oh no, somebody's in trouble, we've got to do something about it. And it's a very well-made thriller, It's sort of like apart from that one bit that I think is something that happens a lot in these sort of films, that you kind of go, oh man, why? everything else was like, it made sense. Like, you would go there, you would do that, you would try that. This is how you try and escape. This is how you try and open that door. Everything made sense. And then there's one bit that just came out. I was like, ugh. Okay, fine. I'll kind of let it. And I think the final shot of the film, it's kind of like it makes sense. It's beautiful. It's kind of sad as well. But it's quite good. I would give it a 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 for Dead of Winter. And I'll say, if you can, go find it. if you can go find it.